By the time you watch this video, it will be 2021, so Happy New Year to everybody. Thank you to a recent shout out by a Japanese boxing channel called Boxing and Boxing. It's much appreciated. What a decision by the referee. Fantastic. That was my first reaction. That is what referees are for. He saved Kosei Tanaka from further punishment, who just looked like the puppet who'd had his strings cut. He was done, and the referee acted straight away. I got that one right. I am going to keep a counter from now on in terms of my predictions, who I chose to win, and was I right or was I wrong? I find it enlightening for myself, and maybe you will find it interesting as well as we go forward with me picking fights. Kazuto Ioka, tremendous. He exceeded expectation. Most people thought this fight was going to go points one way or the other. Ioka, who most of us expected to be the better boxer, his defense, his experience is what really paid dividends in this fight. The first 4 rounds were close, hard to score, and Tanaka, I feel, did raise his game. He was careful and he was thinking about his combinations and he was putting on the pressure at times. But when I watched some of those clips back in slow motion replay, it was evident that these punches weren't really landing, at least a lot of them. And that's got to be kudos to Ioka's defense. He's making punches miss by just a few inches, a few centimeters, which is what fantastic fighters do. If you want to pick Canelo Alvarez as the guy who's the best at slipping at the moment, okay, I can't argue, but Ioka is not far behind at all. He holds his feet, he remains in punching distance, but he'll do the lean back, he'll slip to the side, he'll roll underneath. It's brilliant to watch, and his conventional defense is good as well. And as this fight progressed, and as Tanaka got floored in the 5th, it became evident that there's just more gaps in his guard. Ioka's good at dipping down when he sees the body shot. He pins his elbow to the hip to just catch it. Then he'll raise an arm. And then he's so much better at moving. Tanaka, I feel, tactically lost the plot a bit after the 5th round. He went, right, I just need to go all-out war. A lot of people felt I'm the bigger puncher going in. Let's see if he can hang with me punch for punch. But Ioka is just still making him miss, mixes up his own attack. His combinations were probably even a little bit more creative. This has always been the manly art of self-defense. That was what it was first advertised as to people around England when it started to come up in the bare knuckle era. It wasn't the manly art of being strong or the manly art of being a big puncher. It was the manly art of self-defense, and Ioka is brilliant at defending. He makes you miss, and all the time he's seeing your faults, he's looking at your habits, and that's why he knew that the left hooks were going to land. He started doubling them up to the body, then to the head. And Tanaka, while he was doing his own clever attacks, and that clever left hand got through at times, when they came head to head, he was so much more upright. And that made it a lot easier for Ioka's left hook to find its mark. The first knockdown looked like it turned Tanaka inside out. He did well to get up, and again in the 6th, but Ioka had already got his measure. He really wasn't flustered in there. He wasn't bothered by the power. He was always taking the sting out of Tanaka's punches, and he just had him. It was beautiful to see. Here's a guy now that you've got to put him in the top 10 pound for pound. Only 28 fights, but 19 of them are world title fights. Brilliant. Really concentrated quality. I think you've got 2 guys at 115 pounds who are in the top 10 pound for pound now, because you've got Juan Francisco Estrada as well. And Ioka may face the winner of Gonzalez Estrada 2 that is going to go ahead in March. Fantastic. This is why 115 pounds is the best division in boxing right now. You've also got Jerwin Ancajas, Rung Versailles. Fantastic. Tanaka is 25. He can come again. But I think he's going to have to work a little bit on the right-hand side. He's going to have to get that hand up. He can't just go forward, because Ioka isn't even a massive puncher, is he? Estrada, I feel, is probably a bit of a bigger puncher, and he got iced there pretty badly. So he has to go back to the drawing board. Great fight. I'd still put Lopez's victory over Lomachenko as the main victory and him deserving of Fighter of the Year for 2020. But that is a brilliant victory by Ioka on an already very impressive resume. He is a fantastic fighter. And if you've just heard of him now or watched him, go back and watch some of his earlier fights, because you're looking right now at one of the best fighters on the planet.